everybody. I know it's early. We're not gonna have no show tonight, so I decided I was gonna come on here and give y'all a little road trip because I'm going back home. Let me get this set back up. In the car and I was talking with Golden, and we're having a conversation, and I thought that y'all would maybe, may enjoy having a little bit of a piece of the conversation with us. And I ain't gonna put Golden on there because she's doing driving, so you gonna hear her voice in the background though. But the conversation that we was having is, what's up, Savon? Oh yeah, we gonna turn the music off. What's up, Savon? Relationships is it's the conversation that we were having. Friendship, love ships, whatever. We're just talking about relationships in general. And what I was stating to her is that I want to know why, when you are in a relationship with a person and when you first get started with that person, I don't care who it is, male, woman, dog, cat, whatever, the things that you did in order to keep that person, to get that person, you have to also do it to keep that person. My question to her, because she is a married woman, and we were talking in a sense of biblical, people saying that the Bible says this and the Bible says that or whatever like that. And hey, my love muffin, Savon, if you want to come on, you can come on, because you're in a long-term relationship too. I'll bring you in. Good afternoon, y'all. But this is my question to her is that she has a friend that was going through a situation, and the friendship was like, XYZ, yada, 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 and this is going on or whatever. And I've been a strong believer, and this is what I've been told, that, the things that you do in order to get that person, you have to keep those things up in order for you to not necessarily stay in a successful relationship, but to stay in a relationship that you're happy and content with. I.e., like, if you was the sex goddess when you first got started, hey baby, if you was a sex goddess when you first got started, then you can't take and put that kind of bait out there and don't expect for that significant other or partner doesn't want you to take and do that same thing. And I'm just gonna be quiet for a second. So the scenario is that her friend is going through a situation, and they were talking and discussing it, maybe doing basically they may do a divorce. And while they were talking or whatever, certain things that was brought up or whatever like that, and I was just saying to her, I felt like that whatever you do to begin with, basically that's what you have to do in order to keep that relationship alive, as far as like the spice of it or whatever like that. But I'm gonna be quiet and let her explain her part of it.
Well, I mean, I feel that relationships, they need maintenance, just like everything else. There's upkeep. And so, yes, some of it, date night may dwindle a little bit, but you still need to keep the same energy that you walked into that relationship with. You need the same energy, the same respect, because you gave a lot of respect in the beginning because you wanted the person, one, to stay. Because if you felt disrespected in the beginning of your relationship, you would go. And it would be very easy to go. You have disrespected me. I'm going to distance myself from you because that's not what I want. Why would we get into the mix of a relationship, we then tolerate the disrespect?
Right.
And that's really what it is. It's the introduction of the disrespect that I don't understand why does it need to be introduced? It's not even about the temptress, because you can have the temptress, but if he doesn't compliment you the way he did, the sex is not going to be as good as it was in the beginning, when he's calling you 5 times a day, when he's sending you the flowers, when you felt beautiful, and when you put on something sexy for him and he was appreciative of your time.
Right.
But once you introduce that disrespect, that and sometimes even not acknowledging the work that somebody's trying to spend time with you, that's disrespectful too. So
I agree with you 100%. And like you were just saying, I do feel like a lot of times when couples get together, they get complacent. They don't want to do, as you're saying, the maintenance, like, still do the date night, to date a person, because even though you're in a relationship with the person, you still have to make that person interested in what you're, and still interested in you, because just because you put your name on a piece of paper and say that, I'm forever yours, you're forever mine, but what is it that made you first want to be with that person? Was it just the sex? Was it the way that they used to just come over and sing to in your ear, sweet nothings, and say, I love you? So I understand that. I do feel like a lot of, and I'm not hating when I say this, but I do feel like a lot of times with cis female, that they get to a point that, especially after they've had kids, because the body changes. So when you have a kid and you're primarily the person in the house that's taking care of the kids, I do feel like that you do lose interest sometimes in sex. Would you say that you do lose interest sometimes in sex?
No. Having babies does not make it's the disrespect for me. It's the not making. How can I put it? When I have to ask you for something that you used to give willingly and without thought, when I have to remind you that you are not doing what I fell in love with, that's what gets to me. The sex is always going to be there. It's a function. You can have sex, you get some KY, and sex is, it's mechanical. It's the love and the maintenance and the, you used to remember me. You used to, like, in the middle of the day, I would get a text message of a song that was like, this just reminds me of you. Nothing big. It's just the thoughtfulness. It's the, you actually care. Then the person that comes home, oh, you made chicken again. Oh, such and such did this. Oh, it's Tuesday. We gonna get it in? Okay, well, that's sexy. You know what I'm saying? So it's the...
So do you feel like then, for both sides, not just men, but for men and for women, do you feel like that's sometimes a reason why a person will think about cheating or do cheating?
Yes, because the person that is not in the relationship, the single person, they have the single person energy, which is they're respectful. They mind your time. They are there to woo you and court you, and they are giving you something that your partner has not done in, it depends on your limit. Some people, a couple of days, a couple of months. I'm going to tell you right now, you get to a couple of months, I'm out. Because
everybody needs maintenance.
And everybody needs attention. And when you're not getting the attention, and a lot of people feel that once you're in a committed relationship, like you moved in with that person, you've had children with that person, you've married that person, you've made an open commitment with the person that you are in this relationship with, they start losing some of the zhuzh that they had, because now it's like, okay, you said you're gonna stay, so I'm okay, and I'm gonna focus on work, and we're working together, and we're tired. But then at the end of the day, the best relationships can rest in being tired, because they're still like, even though you're dumb tired, you're like, I bought you some, and it's just something little, like I bought you the French fries from the Wendy's across town because I knew you liked them when I was coming in. That's just love. You crawl into bed and you like, I got you these fries because I know you love them. That is the best relationship.
Or that could be like a milkshake. I know you like milkshakes from Freddy's, for instance, and it may be a little watered down. I'm sorry, it melted a little bit, but I know you've been at home the whole day with the kids, and I just wanted to do something to brighten it up, you know. But then, do you think when someone does something small like that?
Yes, that is the best sex. You will get the old diva back, because I'm gonna get that milkshake. I'm gonna look at my man, look at my life, and I'm like, yeah, we went to work. He's still thinking about me. I'm gonna go in there and shave everything and jump on you like the trampoline. You know, woo, all that energy.
But what about some of those people that you try to do that for, and they're still unappreciative of it? Like, you're trying.
Then that's not your person.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't, like, they hold on to relationships because they're comfortable, like, or you've already invested. You know, the black family, money is funny. We can just put it out there. You know, we're still trying to recover from slavery. So the black money is funny. So when you move in with somebody, you look at what you want and not what you can afford as a single person. You look at what you want as a couple. So truthfully, leaving somebody that you financially attach yourself with, you may not be able to afford your lifestyle. So now you're like, all right, I'm going to put up with him because I don't want to move. Right. Or I'm going to put up with him because I don't want to take the baby out of this private school that I can't afford. Mm-hmm. You know, or I don't want this car.
And I can't afford it. And hers or his salary cannot make it successful before I can afford it. You know, and I understand that. And people do get, you know, in another aspect of it, because I wasn't even thinking about it in the financial aspect of it. But, you know, even, we won't even say that, even if you started a business together, you know, and both your names are on that business, and you like, do I want to separate, and then now I got to go through this whole turmoil, and then, you know, a lot of people based, and I hate to say this, but a lot, it's still primarily a male's world. So if you are a female and you built a business and a lot of people knew your husband as the face of the company, it's harder for you to, a lot of times, if you don't have that go-getter mentality, because it's also depending on you, if you have that go-getting mentality, that you're going to go get what you want to get anyway, you know?
It's a hard transition, period. It's a hard transition. I mean, we live in a Bible Belt. So a lot of people don't want to hear about you getting divorced.
Right.
You know, they don't care about the pain, the anguish, or the mental clarity that you're trying to get in this situation. They don't want to hear about you breaking up a relationship, breaking up a home, moving with your children. So a lot of people don't help you because they don't want to, I don't mean to sound funny, but they don't want to help you liberate yourself from that situation, because that's not what they're taught.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
You know, there's a lot of women getting their butts beat and their family send them back to the man.
Absolutely.
You know, so we as a people need to help people more. We're so fearful that people are going to stay in our house for 2-3 years, and don't get me wrong, they do, and that's wrong too. You need to get on your own, have the same plan that you moved in with, stick to it. 6 months, you need to be out on your own.
And then on a side note, with her saying that, I do feel like that. And if you are, I understand the first month or two that you may not be working at that present point in time. But I also will say this though too, you can't lay anywhere for free. Mm-hmm. So if you are in a household with a person, and that person may say that they're doing good, but even if you can't give them everything that you think that you may need, you can walk up to a person and give them, you know, $100, $125 every week or whatever, and you can have that, you can show a person an appreciation that, hey, I know I can't give you I can't give you the $700 that you spend on rent, or the $1,200 that you spend on the mortgage or whatever like this, but maybe I can ease it by, you know, taking care of the groceries. So here's $150 so you don't have to buy the groceries. Appreciation is appreciation. You know, I don't care where you live at, you cannot lay in nobody else's house for free, because you won't want nobody to lay in your house for free. And that's my motto. I mean, I'm with my mom right now until my tiny house gets completed, but I still help my mom out. You know, I take a bill off of her hand, and then I also give her something else, you know what I'm saying? Because if I was living on my own, I would be doing the same thing. So, you know, you start at home, the word says you start at home, and a charity starts at home and spreads abroad. You know what I'm saying? So if I want blessings to continue to keep coming from me, you help a person in need, because I was in a situation this weekend, and you know, we were down here, we were handling business and finishing up handling business, so now we coming home or whatever. And Golden seen a person in need. And it didn't dawn on me until it was all said and done of the blessing behind the situation. It wasn't even the blessing of at right then and there. It was the blessing behind the whole situation. Like, if you see your brother and sister, and it's something that me and Golden, you know, we're taking and manifesting and we're working on. And it's even with, you know, when it comes down to other people in my life, you know, we are our brothers and sisters keepers. So we see a person in need and you're touched to do something for this person, then you should do it. You shouldn't be apprehensive of doing it, because you never know what that person can be at their very last wit's end. And you could be I often say it a lot, you know, with depression and things. A person can be at their very last straw, and then you're that one calm voice that helps them out. You know, and the young lady, she had her situation going on, and it was a helpful situation. It was a helpmate from one to another. And, you know, it's just, you don't find people like that anymore, that are willing to come out of their comfort zone to be. And not even saying it's going to be uneasy for you, because, you know, we all BS around with money so much. Let's just be real. We all be around and BS with money so much that, you know, $10, $15, which ain't nothing to help someone out with. You know what I'm saying? So why can't you be a blessing to another person? And I know we're completely off of what we first got started talking about, but it's a form of relationship. You know, am I your brother's keeper? You know what I'm saying? Am I my brother's keeper? If I see, you know, Savon, Diva One, if I see Golden, if I see Lily, if I see any of them in need, I'm supposed to be there to help if I say that I truly love this person. And I'm not talking about in a sexual term. I'm talking about in a agape love. You know, we're all supposed to be hearers and doers of the word, one way or the other. So if I see you in need, I'm supposed to help. But getting back to what we originally were talking about, the same maintenance that you did to get that person is going to be the same maintenance you have to do in order to keep that person. Would you agree?
I do agree.
You know, so when you fall in love, that's a whole different thing. When you say that you done fell in love with the person and you're loving what that situation is. Are you loving that person? Are you loving for what that person can take and do for you? That's my question. You know, oftentimes we take and we put friendship as a valuable. What can this person do for me? And it's not always a physical thing. Can you enlighten a person mentally? Can you enlighten a person, you know, not on the financial tip, but can you teach a person something? And I'm a strong believer in the old saying is teach one. So I have learned a lot on this trip right here, and in a short time frame, and not only this trip, but in this thing that we call life, because life takes you from the highs and the lows to not knowing, you know, it's going to sound very cliche when I say this. Like, Whitney Houston had this song before she passed away, I never knew my own strengths. You know, and a lot of times when people are in their darkest hour, they're looking for someone to come through there and help them through that situation. Are you going to be one of those people that's going to help? Or are you going to be one of those people that's going to take and turn is it blind eye? Turn a blind eye to the situation. You know, what's up, Mimi? You know, and that's even with work situations. You know, are you going to you gonna turn a blind eye when you know that a friend of yours or whatever at work is going through a situation? Have you been one of those people to help, or have you been a helper, or how do you say,
a hindrance?
Are you a help to the situation, or are you a hindrance to the situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you see your brother or sisters down, do you walk up to them and sometimes it's not even you have to say something to them. Sometimes you can just walk up to them and give them a hug. I know I know many of you can tell you I walk up to you in a heartbeat because I'm a hugger, and I'm for real from the heart. Even when Golden come in, I am just one of those people, and I know with Kovanisha I shouldn't be like that, but I just trust and believe that when I'm given something as far as a word or something's telling me to hug that person, I trust and believe that I'm going to be covered either way it goes, even though that's a different situation, because we all need someone that we can confide in. But when you see that brother or sister down, you're supposed to be there, and it's not always the bloodline. When you work around people for 40 hours a week, hell, that's a whole other family. And I know even with CEOs, there are people in their office buildings when they're around them for 40 hours a week, and those people they get accessible to you as a person. And it's a family. Not only is it a family, but it's a different type of relationship, because if they can call you and say, hey, Miss Blue Ball don't fail, and Miss Blue, what we do about Miss Blue Ball, and you telling her, well, girl, why is you calling me? The routine to take and do it. And it's trust. Excuse me, I'm getting off of being off underneath the weather. But why the hell they slowing down? Just special as hell. People can't drive in Florida. People can't drive in Florida.
That's why I leave the car left.
But the basis of why I came on, because we were having a conversation about, maintenance in relationships. And I do feel like, and I'm going to be quiet because I'm going to let Golden talk. I do feel like that whatever it is that you did in order to get in that relationship with that person, it's not even a portion of it. It's something that you're going to mentally have to be able to continue to do. Whether it's, if they into the dress up and role playing, if it's, the texting 3 or 4 times in a run of a day to say, hey, I was thinking about you, and like Golden said, hey, the song came on and these are the lyrics that reminded me of you, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, even if it's coming home, and for people that, do their 420s and stuff, and you have a little blunt rolled up there, you know what I'm saying? Or a glass of wine, or, a hot tub of water, you know what I'm saying? I mean, people do different things to show you that they love you. Are you willing to still keep doing that is the question. Golden?
Well, and also you still have to be strong enough too to realize that this ain't working. Everybody tries to put a patch on it. Yeah, I'll just change a little bit, or I'll settle for this and I'll settle for that, and then you end up with those nasty breakups because you've settled for so much. You have to realize that in the beginning, if the person that you're with is not willing to do the necessaries that you require, and everybody keeps saying, oh, well, that's selfish. Life is selfish. You have one perspective. When you close your eyes, you are with you. If you are not happy, then the relationship is not worth it. So if you're changing yourself and being in something that you're not happy in, it's time to just be strong enough to call it. We get comfortable. And being comfortable is like an enemy to a good relationship. Because at that point, you're like, okay, I'm comfortable, but I'm not happy. So you have to weigh what you really want. Happiness will always reign supreme over being comfortable. Because when you get too unhappy, you don't care how comfortable the place is.
Absolutely.
And people look at your situation, well, how are you depressed? And you got all of this, and you married to this one. That's what all the movies and relationship books and all that other stuff show you. That these people can have the world, but be miserable.
Right. You
got to be ready to call it. And that's another thing that, a lot of people, they just don't know when to get out.
So, let me ask you this. How do you know, or what signs do you look for, do you think, that when a relationship is going, is at a point that
you're not happy? So you're going to waste these beautiful, precious moments that you don't know how many you have. I mean, because I was reading a book and the author put it in the best perspective for me that changed my life. It's a blessing to get 80 summers. That's all we have is 80 summers, if you're lucky. So I'm going to give up so many of my summers.
Don't foolishness.
To be unhappy. So just think about how many summers you've already wasted on BS. So let's just...
Ouch.
I'm just saying, you got 80. Most people don't get 80, but you got 80 summers. So if I waste 5 summers on you, that means I got 75 summers left.
Yep.
Oh, God forbid you have a good relationship and it's, you know, what society calls a good relationship. You done spent 25 years out of your 80 summers with somebody that you're not happy with. So what you gonna do? Wait for your last, 20 summers? When, let's be real, out of 80, 10 of the summers ain't gonna be great.
Right. Right.
So you gonna waste your best summers.
Don't foolishness.
Hello, I ain't got that. I live in today and to now. So I can't do it. I can't.
Because the way people are leaving here with Cobanisha, and you know, not even just that, the way that the people are up and down. Sister so and so was good and fine and healthy. They go to sleep and then they don't wake up. Like it's mind-boggling. Why would you take and give up your happiness to be content for somebody else? Ouch.
Know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Ouch. But so I was just sharing with y'all a little piece of our insight of the conversation that we was having. And don't forget, coming up on Tuesday, Golden Onassis will be in the house with us. We'll be talking about love, life, and relationships. And then on Thursday, we will be doing our empowerment, investing in our future. We'll be doing our empowerment conference, and it's investing in our future. You know, Golden Onassis will be in the house. We'll have Miss Nivea Steins in the house with us that evening. And I got a couple other people that's going to come through and check in with us. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's YouTube.com/Jasmine, JAZMINE DIVINE. Again, that's JAZMINE DIVINE. If you're catching this now on on YouTube, that this is an upload that I just had on Instagram. And just taking time to share out with y'all. I'm not going to be on tonight. I'm traveling back home with Traveling Mercies and Graces and stuff, and I don't want to be rude to everybody else that's in the car, so I'm going to end my live. But as I always say to each and every one of y'all, excuse me, that's not what I always say. God only made you, one you and you alone. If you're not you, who the hell else can you be? I love you in that perfect type of love, so keep shining while I'm gone. Y'all have an amazing and beautiful week, and I will catch y'all on Tuesday. Flyers will be out tomorrow. Don't forget, Goldie Gummies is proudly sponsoring the show and everything this evening. Y'all have an absolute amazing day, and I will catch y'all the next time. Good night.